Good morning. It's the Lord's Day, Sunday, August 9th, Psalm 94. O Lord God of vengeance, O God of vengeance, shine forth. Rise up, O Judge of the earth. Repay to the proud what they deserve. O Lord, how long shall the wicked exult? They pour out their arrogant words, all the evildoers boast. They crush your people, O God, and afflict your heritage. They kill the widow and the sojourner and murder the fatherless. And they say, the Lord does not see, the God of Jacob does not perceive. Understand this, O dullest of people, fools, when will you be wise? He who planted the ear, does he not hear? He who formed the eye, does he not see? He who disciplines the nations, does he not rebuke? He who teaches man knowledge, the Lord, knows the thoughts of man, but they are but a breath. When asked how many children I have, I often respond, I don't have any children. I have 2 adults. I've been scanning old photos and came across some pictures of my sons when they were little boys. The Lord blessed me with 2 good boys. By and large, they were very compliant as children. Now, that doesn't mean they weren't boys. Every dad of boys has at one point or another come into their room to find them engaged in a shouting, hitting melee and said, "Who started this?" It really is hard as a dad to keep a straight face when one of your sons looks at you and says, "It all started when he hit me back." We humans, we like to take matters into our own hands when we get hurt or we're offended by someone. If someone hits me, I'm going to hit them back. If they say something nasty, I'll say something back. If your dog poops in my yard, I'll bag it up and put it in your mailbox. We want to make sure that those who mess with us get messed with. But what about the people who've done me no wrong? What about widows, orphans, and the poor? The psalmist describes the actions of God as avenging the marginalized. For years I've struggled with what James calls pure religion, caring for widows and orphans. The statistics for foster care in America, they're horrifying. But in Brownwood, Texas, a bishop by the name of Aaron Blake and his wife, they had a heart for kids in foster care, orphans if you will. And over the course of a decade, they transformed the foster care system in their county. They trained their church and church people and neighboring churches to care for the oppressed, to care for these orphan children. And their county became the very first county in the state of Texas, I think currently it's only one of 2 counties, where there's actually a list of foster parents waiting for children to care for. Bishop Blake has a heart for orphans. Orphans aren't the only oppressed people in the world. There's a lot of them. Verse 5 talks about those who crush your people. They oppress your inheritance. They slay widows and immigrants and murder the fatherless. God sees the oppression of the widow and the immigrant and the fatherless. And he ministers to these people through us. And what is our part? Well, James 1:27 says, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. You know oppressed people, widows or orphans or immigrants or disabled veterans or physically handicapped or unemployed. You know people who are distressed. You know people who are depressed. I know some. I know plenty, actually. The question that needs to be answered, and I can't answer it for you, is what do you think you should do about them?